really think that.
Yeah, I know. Keeps them well. Well, welcome to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. Huge Super Bowl special. Dale sporting some Giants love over here.
I might be wearing the smile the whole show. I'll try to hold it back a little bit.
So before we get into what we're going to talk about, I just want to run through the room here. Ramon Torres, back and living strong.
Yeah, back on a work schedule that's decent nowadays.
And DST, sporting some blue over here. I know Sunday is the day.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, he is an orange and brown guy, but this is team number 2, so team number 2 does well. You get to celebrate like it's Browns. And Brett Finnegan, sporting the Monsters gear, and also an employee of the Monsters. Monsters, we're going to get an update today, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. We've got a number of things to run through today. The first thing, of course, is the Super Bowl. Giants, Patriots, we're going to just hash that out. We're going to go through that. We have, yeah, Dale's going to celebrate a little
Victor
bit.
Cruz shuffle.
So we're also going to look at our brackets. I'm sorry, guys. We all had a bad bracket, but
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in double digits.
You're in double digits, yeah. 1-0. So we're going to look at our brackets, and then I wanted to sort of venture out a little bit into Cleveland sports. So we've got some stuff going on with the Cavs, loving some Kyrie Irving, and we also have a little bit of hot stove action with the Indians. A couple things to talk about, including a name change that's kind of funny. So we'll go through all of that, and I think first things first. Super Bowl coming up. Browns. Wow, look at that.
You wish.
How about that?
Only on Madden.
Only on Madden, yes, when we swap players out. But no, Giants,
Fantasy
Patriots, 6:30 Sunday. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so let me just look at these teams a little bit here. I'm going to throw some stuff out to you guys and let you guys bat this around. All right, starting off, the Giants. They are 5th overall pass offense. I'm sorry, 296 yards average per game. Patriots, however, 318 average per game, 2nd in the league, and I didn't even realize that. They have a much more potent offense than I was expecting. So impressive. Now let's look at the rush offense. Both teams suck. 32 for the Giants, Dale.
They're dead last? Let me look at that.
32. 90 yards average per game. So they're not running the ball. The Patriots not much better, 20th, a little bit better, 110 yards per game, so 20 extra yards per game, probably not doing much. But here's where it gets really interesting is on the defense. Pass defense, 29th in the league for the Giants. Pass defense.
A lot of injuries this year.
We'll talk up the injuries. They are playing better now.
Yep.
294 yards per game given up by the Patriots through the air, 31st in the league. So awful defense. 2 really bad defenses from the pass perspective, at least throughout the season. Again, a little bit different now. Yeah, a little bit the regular season, a little bit different now. Now, the rush defense is a little bit better, but equal still. 19th in the league for the Giants, 17th in the league for the Patriots. So if you look at just the numbers, I'm seeing 2 teams that are equally matched. I'm seeing 2 cold weather teams. I'm seeing 2 teams that are well coached, 2 teams that have a star quarterback, 2 teams that have questionable receiving cores, but receiving cores that have shown up at needed times, good numbers. Yeah, exactly. If he wins on Sunday, it does not make him better than his brother.
What?
Whole other conversation. But
what?
But you have to. If they win on Sunday, unless it's some crazy ass, huge running day for the Giants, and they win that way. If he wins, you have to put him in the same conversation as Tom Brady and Montana and all the other great quarterbacks. Absolutely. He has to be in there, and I
think you're getting a little ahead of yourself there with Montana. Come on, no.
I have heard Brady compared to Montana way too many times. So if they're in the conversation,
not Eli. Come on.
Then both Mannings need to be in there and.
Nobody
throw a breeze in there every now and then.
The cheating thing hurts Brady's legacy, I think, but he's definitely top 2 quarterbacks of all time. Eli has taken over this football team, and he's become this amazing player. He's not just like a Trent Dilfer, you know, on the 2000 Baltimore squad where the defense was so good it didn't matter who the quarterback was. You know what I'm saying? He has been taking over. He's been playing mistake-free football, and he's been beating just quality teams and consistently making crazy effort throws. And he looks like Peyton out there. He looks like he's in the Peyton zone where he just understands the game so well. He knows where the ball needs to be. He can read the defense and move his guys around. And I think that's what makes you an elite quarterback. And, of course, you know you can't spell elite without Eli. Thought I'd throw that one in there as well. But
oh, wow.
It may not mean anything.
I'm definitely picking the Patriots.
The conversation of Eli being better than Peyton may not be yes now. But if he wins the Super Bowl this year, let's even throw a Super Bowl MVP on top of that, if that should be the case. If it was, you know, if he plays like he has been, he will get that because it normally goes to quarterbacks. But in 10 years from now, when all that matters is rings, Eli's going to go down as a better quarterback.
It is never, in the NFL, it is never all about the rings. If it was, nobody would talk about Marino. And Marino is still regarded as one of the greatest all-time quarterbacks.
And that's because of the records that Marino held.
Well,
If you take away that touchdown record and that yardage record, Marino is just another...
I think that if Peyton is done, if he never plays again, which is possible, then I think, yes, there is a definite good argument to be made that Eli could go on to become. But if both of them were to end right now,
right? Okay, I would probably give it to Peyton.
You got to look at
as an honest football fan.
Peyton
Peyton Manning has been an amazing quarterback for almost a decade. But you just said it right there. You just said it right there. If Peyton never plays again, nobody thought Peyton was going to go out like this. We were expecting another 4,040-yard touchdown season from him to add to his legacy. Things happen. Eli is in the prime of his career right now. Yep. They got a solid team right now. Who's to say this can't be a dynasty right here?
All right, let's just talk about this game.
Hey, I ain't going that far. If you put 3 or 4 rings on Eli's finger, is he better than Peyton?
3 or 4 rings to 1?
3 or 4.
Okay, well now
we'll just say the third. Let's be realistic and just say the third. 4th is probably out there. Because
Peyton's was on his own back, and because Eli's second one will probably be on his own back, then that equals the field. Okay. And if Eli goes on to get a few more, and Peyton is done, fine. I think Peyton will be back, and Peyton will be on a team that's already stacked. He will pick and choose the team he wants to go to, and they will take him, and they will have right receivers, they'll have a good defense, and we are going to see...
They're going to the Jets.
What's that?
You said Cleveland.
Oh.
Hey,
you know what?
I'm optimistic.
Oh, yeah, be dumb. I'm sorry, optimistic. Is that what you meant? Yes. So, getting the numbers at this point after I just laid them all out there. Let's look at these two teams and how they're playing right now and how they're stacked. Dale, I'm going to let you start off with this because I know where you go with this.
You're right.
But let's just start with the Giants.
I'll get right into it, and I'm going to tell you that, you know, everyone knows that regular season stats don't mean anything once it comes to playoffs or Super Bowl. It's all about who's the hot team. And not one person that watches football cannot tell me that the Giants are just clicking on all cylinders. New York's been a run-first, smash-mouth football team. That was the kind of offense they had in 07. I know there were some miraculous passes that ended up leading to win that game, but the core of that team was a bruise you, just Bradshaw, Jacobs, boom, boom, boom. And they still have that essence, but now we're seeing this aerial assault from nowhere. Hakeem Nicks is probably a top 5. And, I mean, when you put Victor CRUZ in the top 10 after the season he broke two all-time Giants records his first year. You know, as a starter, because he's not a rookie.
He sat for a couple of years with the Giants, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he had a real impressive preseason where he just went off, and then he got injured and he was out for the whole year. That was his rookie season, and that was last year. And then this year he finally came back healthy and was ready to go out there and do it. And I'll tell you, he is a vicious weapon, and lining up in the slot. That Patriots defense is going to have their hands full because they were exploiting Julian Edelman a lot. Offenses that were facing the Patriots throughout the playoffs, and they're going to have their hands full. The Giants are loaded on weapons, and those season stats are skewed just based on the fact that the Giants had a lot of injuries. Their top 3 DBs went down, and their number 1 draft pick DB, that Prince Akamara guy, he went down too. But he's back. Corey Webster's back. He's healthy. He's playing strong, and he's been a shutdown corner the whole playoffs. The Giants beat the number 1 offense in the NFL with the Green Bay Packers, and they beat the number 1 defense. Well, I don't know if they beat the Niners, but the Niners definitely gave them that game.
So Victor CRUZ is kind of he's been sort of the X factor for the Giants all season long. He's a young guy still. I know he's been in the league a few years, but this is his first year with a starting position. Do you think it's going to affect him? Do you think that we can expect his 15 yards per carry or per catch? I mean, in the Super Bowl, or is this going to be a guy that kind of shrinks a little bit?
You're going to see a lot from Victor CRUZ in the Super Bowl. You will. I mean, he's been the Giants and the offense have been dynamite this whole playoff season, and those numbers you wrote down, those are season numbers. But if you would check out the playoff numbers, I want to see where each team ranks as that, because it seems to me that the Giants themselves have a higher edge in the Super Bowl than the Patriots do, because they're the ones that are playing the aerial assault. They're the ones that had Bradshaw's got fresh legs, and Jacobs has fresh. I mean, they have an all-around offense that can actually score points, and that defense is ferocious in the Super Bowl.
Well, Ramon, do you think that the Patriots have anything else weapon-wise that we haven't seen all season long that we might see this game? Belichick isn't a dumb guy. I don't think he's this genius that everybody says. He cheated, and now he's a genius because he was able to cheat. And
his camera.
Oh, all right.
They still have Ocho Cinco, which has always been a threat. No matter if he's not doing nothing at all.
He takes the guy out. Yeah. He takes your top cover
and
out.
With Branch as well. But the running game, you're going to look for that to be real big. That's what I think it's going to come down to. But I don't think it's going to be an aerial assault. These two teams are the year of the sleeper. Like this is like stuff you never heard or players you never heard of coming out. Nobody knew about Victor CRUZ. Only the people who follow Giants preseason or are into football real heavy knew about Victor CRUZ. But this year, you're like, wow, who's Victor CRUZ?
And nobody expected him, even the people who knew about him, expected him to be what he's become. Right?
In the preseason, he got like six touchdowns, I think, that game. But Knicks and those guys like that, like people you never heard of, Hernandez, Gronkowski, like these are names you're like, what the hell? Who had them guys in their fantasy? You know what I'm saying? We would pick them up at their week 2, though. You know what I'm saying?
I think CRUZ was in a fantasy factor, I'm sure.
But that's what these two teams are here because of that. Nobody there's no film on none of these dudes. Like how you set up. You can't let's watch these plays. What, you gonna bring out college film? These guys are playing top ball, and they're the two best teams in the league right now. And the Patriots are known for defense, and they even make it without no defense. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
They're all offenses.
They play the Broncos.
No, but I'm saying, but even though when you face a team you think is going to shut them down, they end up shutting them down now. But it's crazy. Like, it was a war when they went at it, and during the regular season, it's going to be a war in the Super Bowl.
Well, so are you giving the Giants the edge in this?
I couldn't even tell you.
Now, but
I don't know if there's going to be an edge.
So you're just saying they're
I think both teams are evenly matched. I think I think they are, because you don't see a big time running game. I just see it by how I see both teams. They both have that